Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Posted Up with Chris Haynes podcast here on Yahoo Sports. I got the pleasure on this episode of having a good brother, the first time actually being on, man, the new Los Angeles Laker forward, Carmelo Anthony. You got a new memoir coming out. And the name of that book that's coming out today, dropping today, where tomorrows aren't promised.
Yes.
Without giving us too much, what can we expect when we read this?
I'm letting people into a different world of mine. It's a story that I've never told, that I always kept near and dear to me, my family, my friends, because I just didn't want to bring people into that world. That's a sacred world for me.
And just to reiterate, these are like never before told stories that you're
These
going
are
to be
never.
telling this book.
These are never ever told before stories. These are stories that only you had to be there to know. It's my truth. It's things that I've been through, but it's universal. At the end of the day, it's a universal truth. It's a universal message. Everybody can find something in reading this book.
No doubt. I'm looking for. I'm gonna cop that today as well. So you got my support, Melo. You've been through, like you said, we talked about you being a Laker. You were a New York guy, man. You wore the Knicks jersey on your sleeve, man. You rep that to the fullest. Is there any pause, hesitation to be like, come on, man, this ain't me. I'm from the East Coast.
It was, man. I had just moved. I just bought a house in New York, so it was just like that transition. I didn't expect it. It was unexpected. I think that's more of what it was. It was just unexpected. I never expected the Lakers to call. I never expected Bron to call. So that was just far-fetched for me. So I never expected it.
What was the deciding factor in choosing the Lakers? Was it LeBron or was it something else?
Winning, having a great chance to win. The basketball is easy. We're gonna adapt. We're gonna do what we got to do to try to make it work. But people don't understand everything else that goes along with that, getting up and moving. Family might not be going with you. It's kids in school. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's the difficult part and the hard part that a lot of the average person don't look at when we have to make these decisions.
What were other teams out there that you were considering?
Well, to be honest, it was just like I found myself waiting on, sitting around and waiting on Portland for something. I was just like, I don't want to talk to nobody yet. I'm just see what Portland does, see what happens, see what's being said. I was talking to Dame, talking to CJ. I was just waiting to see, okay, are they gonna call? Are they interested? I haven't heard anything. Or do they want to bring me back? Do they want to move on? I know they got a new coach. I'm sure there's a lot of things that was happening over there that was just not clear. I made that almost like a home for me. Within 2 years, I just felt like I was part of that community. New York was always there. Coming back to New York was always a story. I've always told my son when he go to high school, I'll be right there with you. You know what I'm saying? So the New York thing made sense. Philly, we was looking at Philly. I didn't really get a chance to really converse with Philly, but it was interest there. But those really, those New Orleans had interest. It was just the interest was there, and it felt good to see that again and be a part of teams being interested in me. I was just happy to be in a situation where I had options this time around.
Did Portland ever get back to you?
They didn't get back to me on on the way that I thought they was gonna get back to me. There's no loyalty in sports, and not to say that Portland did anything wrong. Just overall, there's no loyalty in sports. The reason why I was sitting around waiting because I'm a loyal person. Yeah. So I was waiting for, and I didn't want to leave Dame. I didn't want to leave CJ and those guys, and but it is. I know the business of the game. I know the business of sports. So I know what it is.
Last season in Portland, it was tough for all of you guys. And I know personally you, CJ, and Dame, you guys were close on group texts, things that were going on with that team. And then Dame, he came out publicly and, he made it known that he felt like he was at a crossroads. He had a decision to make. He didn't know what he was going to do long term. Did you reach out to him? Did you have any advice for him? Because you've kind of went through this similar type of situation.
Listen, you know me and Dame friendship, so you know we speak all the time. It never was like our conversation. Never was like, man, I'm getting out of here. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like Dame is Portland, then it will always be Portland. Like there's you have to the next person gonna have to do a lot to be where Dame is at in Portland, and that's his town, that's his city, that's his organization. So we've never talked about him leaving. He's never talked about leaving. What he talked about is, I want to win and I want to do it here in Portland. But if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And I think that's the battle that he deals with.
Last question. You've done it all in basketball, the accomplishments, everything, except for that NBA Finals championship. Is that something you feel like you have to have, or do you feel like, if I get it, it's cool, but I feel validated anyway?
I'm gonna tell you what. If I didn't go to the Lakers, then it wasn't something that was heavy on me. I had to like really come to grips and be at peace with, like, if I walk away from the game without it, I'm cool. Like it ain't, I'm cool regardless. Now that I'm with the Lakers, it's a must have. There's no question. There's no questions about it. Like we got to get it. It's go time now. I got to think about it. I got to think about it every second of the day.
Oh, that makes sense, Melo. That makes sense, man. Bro, look, let me tell everybody out there, go cop this today. Melo's memoir, Where Tomorrows Aren't Promised. Check it out, share, tell a friend. See y'all next week.